Mom! Anybody home? See, I told you she isn't here.
Where is she?
She works at a boutique 4 days a week, and my dad's away on business in Atlanta. Or Denver. Or something. Anyway, come in, I'll show you where they keep the liquor.
My mom's always there when I come home from school. Always. And if she isn't, my grandmother comes in.
The liquor's in the pantry.
Oh, hey, Nito.
What?
This room.
That's our dining room.
I know, but it's viciously nice.
Which do you prefer, gin or vodka?
You decide.
Well, there's more gin, so it's less chance they'll notice.
Gin then.
But the reason that there's more gin is that I put water in it last week.
Vodka then.
Tell you what, we'll mix in a little book.
Okay. Do you use this room?
Oh, sure.
Special occasions, huh? When the relatives come to visit?
Every night.
Every night?
Well, at least every night we're both home.
Really?
Oh, sure. Whenever they're both here, my father insists that we all eat in the dining room at 7 o'clock. Here, gin and vodka.
And Fresca? The boys are bringing the pot. It must be nice eating here.
Oh, yeah, sure. You bet. We have to lug things out and lug things back, and nobody can begin until everything's cold. And we're supposed to carry on a decent conversation, and everyone has to finish before anyone can get up. And it sucks, if you want to know. It sucks out loud.
We eat in the kitchen.
Can you watch TV while you eat?
We used to. We used to watch the local news and the weather.
That's something. At least you don't have to talk.
But now we can't watch it. My mother read in family circle that TV was bad at meals. So now we have to turn on the stereo and listen to semi-classical music.
My parents said they tried eating in the kitchen when I went to boarding school. But when I got kicked out, they moved back in here. It's supposed to give me
Some sense of stability.
Do you think it does?
shit, no. Ugh, it just makes me nervous. I mean, they take the telephone off the hook so no one can call. And my brother, he gets all itchy about his homework. And when my sister had anorexia, she still had to sit here and watch, for God's sake. And my parents spend the whole meal bitching, and it bites, Helen. It really bites. It bites the big one. You want another?
No thanks.
I do. You call the boys and let them know it's all clear.
Sarah,
What?
when the boys come over, can we have our drinks in here?
In the dining room?
Yeah! I mean, wouldn't it be cool sitting around this shiny table with Eddie and Dwayne drinking gin and Fresca and vodka?
No way. Absolutely no way. In here? I just get all uptight in here. Ugh. Come on, let's call them. Having boys in the dining room. Jesus, Helen, you really are a wimp sometimes.
I'm in here, Gordon. I made tea.
Tea?
Tea.
Why tea?
Because I like it. I love it. Or would you like a drink?
No thanks.
Go ahead. Don't worry about me. I'm all over that. We even have it in the house, and I never touch it.
No thanks.
Then have tea. It's very good. It's Earl Grey.
I have to get back.
Gordon, please. Have tea.
All right.
Thank you.
Tea in the dining room?
Where else? Should we huddle guiltily over the kitchen table?
No.
Then tea in the dining room. What would you like? Lemon or milk?
Whatever.
Gordon,
Milk then. No sugar.
milk it is. dear? A distant lawnmower? A faulty burglar alarm?
I thought I heard a car.
What? A car? On this godforsaken street? Should we rush to the window, cheer, wave flags?
Go easy, Kate.
Well, I doubt very much you heard a car.
It stopped.
The sound.
The car. The car stopped.
All right, Gordon, you heard a car stop. But it's not Ed's car, is it? Because Ed, as you and I well know, is in Amsterdam or Rotterdam, or who gives a damn until next Tuesday. Now sit down, please. Let's have tea, for heaven's sake. Now, when can we meet again?
I heard a car door slam.
Oh, really? And that's because cars have doors, and when people get really frustrated, they feel like slamming them.
I'm going.
I see how it is. A quick tumble with the bored wife of your best friend.
Someone's at the front door.
No.
Yes, someone with a key.
Now you got to stay.
Mom!
Lord help us!
I'm home,
Now
Mom!
you got to stay for tea!
Mom!
Oh, where did that go, dear? Darling, how'd you get here?
I took a cab from the bus station.
You look marvelous. Taller than ever. Say that. Hello to Uncle Gordon.
Hi, Chris. Welcome home.
Hi.
What's this? Is this for the teacher at Deerfield? Not to shake hands, not to call people by name?
Hello, Uncle Gordon.
Hi, Chris.
But what brings you home, my love? I expected you Saturday.
I got honors.
Honors?
You get 2 days early to get over an 85 average. Mom, I wanted to surprise you.
I'd really better go.
Nonsense. Have more tea. Chris, would you like tea? I was taking a nap, and Gordon stopped by, and we thought we'd have tea. Have some tea, dear. Or a Coke. Would you like a Coke? Or shall I get you a beer? How about a beer for a big boy who gets honors?
No thanks.
I'd really better go.
You don't have more tea?
Can't. Sorry.
All right then. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye.
He wanted to talk to me about some stocks. I inherited some stocks, and he thinks I should sell. So, he stopped by.
Where's Dad?
He's in Europe, darling, as I think I wrote you. He'll be home Tuesday.
Oh, Mom.
And what does that mean, pray tell? Oh, Mom. I happen to be having tea, Christopher. It happens to be a very old custom. Your grandmother used to have tea at this very table with the same china every afternoon. All sorts of people would stop by all the time, and there she'd be, serving tea. It's a delightful old custom, sweetheart. Where are you going? I ask you a question, please. We don't just walk away. Christopher, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, and I am your mother, and the least you can do is tell me where you're going.
Would you mind setting up over here on Harriet? I want to get you the late afternoon light.
Certainly, Tony.
Now, I thought I'd use this Irish linen placemat with matching napkin that my husband, who is what? Your great uncle inherited from his sister. They have to be washed and ironed by hand every time they're used. Then, of course, there's the silver, which was given to us as a wedding present by your great-grandmother. You see, 3-pronged forks, pistol-handled knives, spoon with rat tail back, polished at least every 2 weeks. Then, of course, this is Staffordshire, as is the butter plate. All of this is bone. The wine glasses are early stewing, but the goblets and finger bowls are both water. None of this goes in the dishwasher, of course. It's all far too delicate for detergent.
Finger bowls?
Oh, yes. Our side of the family always used finger bowls between the salad and the dessert.
Could you show me how they worked?
Certainly, dear. You see, the maid would take away the salad plate like this. Then, she'd put the finger bowls down in front of us like this. They would be filled approximately halfway with cool water, and there might be a little rose floating in it or a sliver of lemon. Of course, we'd have our napkins in our laps like this. And then we'd dip our fingers into the finger bowls, gently, gently, then wiggle them and shake them out, then dab them on our napkins, and then dab our lips. Then, of course, the maids would take them away and in would come a nice sherbet or chocolate mousse.
Thanks, Aunt Harriet. That was terrific.
You're welcome. Now, Tony, dear, tell me again what all this was for. I didn't quite understand what you were telling me.
This is a classroom project for Amherst.
My project? In what, pray tell?
Anthropology, actually.
Anthropology? Heavens. But what does anthropology have to do with this?
Well, we're studying the eating habits of various vanishing cultures. For example, someone is talking about the Kikuyus of northern Kenya, and my roommate is talking about the Cree Indians of Saskatchewan. And my professor suggested I do a slideshow on us.
Us?
The wasps of northeastern United States.
I see.
You can learn a lot from a culture from how it eats.
Such as what?
Well, consider the finger bowls, for example. There, you have an almost neurotic obsession with cleanliness, reflecting the guilt which comes from the last stages of capitalism. Or notice the unnecessary accumulation of glass and china, and compulsion to display it. Or the subtle hint of aggression in those pistol-handled knives.
I think I'll ask you to leave now, Tony.
On Harriet.
I was going to invite you to stay for a cocktail, but now I won't.
Please, on Harriet.
Out! Right now! For I telephone long distance to your mother. Vanishing culture my eye. I forbid you to mention my name in the classroom or show 1/5 of my personal property. And you can tell that professor of yours that I've got a good mind to drive up to Amherst with a pistol-handled butter knife on the seat beside me and cut off his anthropological balls!
Where are you going now, Daddy?
I thought your mother might want a drink.
She's reading to the children.
That's why she might want one.
She wants no such thing, Dad.
And I want one.
Now it's not even 5.
Well, let's go see how the Red Sox are doing.
Daddy, stop.
Stop what?
Avoiding me. Ever since I arrived, we haven't been able to talk.
Good Lord, what do you mean? It seems to me everyone has been talking continuously and simultaneously from the moment you got off the plane.
Alone, Daddy. I mean alone. And you know that I mean alone.
All
I've always loved it. Always.
Your mother and I still use it, and now and then, once a week. Mrs. Robinson still comes in and cooks us a nice dinner, and we have it here. Still. Lamb chops, broilers.
I've loved him, Daddy.
Well, a little vacation.
I've loved him permanently.
Yes, well, permanently is a very long word.
I can't live with him, Dad. We don't get along at all.
Well, you may think that now, but
Could we live here, Dad?
here,
For a few months,
with 3 small children,
while I work out my life.
what time is it? A little after 5. I think the sun is over the yardarm, don't you? Or if it isn't, it should be. I think it might be permissible for you and I to have a little drink, Maggie.
Can we stay here, Dad?
Make us a drink, Maggie?
All right.
I'd like a scotch, sweetheart. Make it reasonably strong. You can find the silver measuring gizmo in the drawer by the trays. I want 2 shots and a splash of water. And I'd like to use the big glass with the pheasant taunt. And not too much ice.
All right.
I saw Mimi Mott the other day. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dad.
Well, there she was, being a very good sport with her 3rd husband. Her 3rd was deaf as a post and extremely disagreeable. So I took her aside and, can you hear me?
I'm listening, Dad.
Well, I took her aside and I said, now Mimi, tell me the truth. If you had made half as much effort with your 1st husband as you made with the last 2, don't you think you'd still be married to him? I asked her that point blank. You know what Mimi said? She said, baby, that's exactly what she said. Baby, if she had made the effort.
That's your generation, Dad.
That's every generation.
It's not mine.
Every generation has to make an effort.
I won't go back to him, Dad. I want to be here.
I wanted the glass with the pheasant on it.
I think the kids used it.
Oh.
So can we stay, Dad?
I sleep in your room now. Your mother kicked me out because I snore. I'm going to use the boys' room to watch TV.
I'll use the guest room.
And the children?
You can sleep on the 3rd floor in the maid's rooms.
Close them off because of the oil bills.
I don't care, Dad. We'll work it out. Please.
Give it another try first.
No.
Another try.
He's got someone else now, Dad. She's living there right now. She's moved in.
Well, fly back there and kick her out.
Oh, Dad.
I'm serious. You don't know this, but that's what your mother did. One time, I became romantically involved with Mrs. Shoemaker. We took a little trip together. Sea Island. Oh. Your mother got rid of him. She came right down. She told Minnie Shoemaker to get on the next train. And that's all there was to it. Why don't you do that? Go tell this woman to peddle her papers elsewhere. We'll stick with the children while you do.
I've got someone too, Dad.
You mean you've had a little fling with
I've been going with someone.
a little fling?
I've been living with him.
Where was your husband?
He stayed with his girl.
And the children?
Oh, they came and went.
Sounds a little complicated.
It is, Dad. That's why I needed to come home.
Now, let's review the bidding, may we? Do you plan to marry this new man?
No.
And you're not in love with him?
No. He's already married anyway.
And he's decided he loves his wife.
No.
But you've decided that you don't love him
Yes.
or your husband?
Yes.
And your husband has fallen in love with someone else.
He lives with someone else.
And your children, my grandchildren, come and go among these Aries households.
Yes. Sort of. Yes.
Sounds extremely complicated.
It is, Dad. It really is.
Well, it seems to me the first thing you need to do is simplify things. That's the first thing. You ask why you're living with to leave. You sue your husband for divorce. You hold on to your house, and you keep the children in their present school.
There's someone else, Dad.
Someone else.
Someone else entirely.
Third person?
Yes.
What was that movie your mother and I liked so much? The Third Man?
It's not a man, Dad.
Not man.
It's a woman.
A woman!
I've been in love with a woman, Dad. But it's not working. And I don't know who I am. And I've got to touch base, Daddy. I want to be here.
I think I'll get repaired. Would you like repaired? I'll take your glass. I'll get us both repairs.
I'm all mixed up, Dad. I'm all over the ballpark. I've been seeing a crisis counselor. And I've been jogging 2 miles a day. And I've taken a part-time job. And none of it's working, Dad. I want to come home. I want to take my children to the zoo. And the park lake. And the art gallery. And do all those things that you and Mother used to do with all of us. I want to start again, Dad. I want to start all over again.
I made one for your mother. And I found a glass with pheasant on it in the trash. Somebody broke it. So, let's have a nice cocktail with your mother and see if we can get the children to sit quiet while we do.
You don't want us here, do you, Dad?
Of course we do, Carmen. A week. 10 days, you're most welcome.
I can't go back, Dad.
Neither can I, sweetheart. Neither can I.
I don't know whether to eat or not.
What's the trouble, Mother?
I don't know whether to eat or not. Your father and I were sitting in the living room having a perfectly pleasant cocktail together when all of a sudden that stupid telephone rang and I was holed in the bedroom talking away.
Who's he talking to?
I don't know. I don't even know. I think it's someone from the club.
Are we eating or not?
I simply don't know. I don't know whether to go ahead or not, Bertha. Mr. Thatcher is still on the telephone.
Couldn't we at least start the soup?
I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, let's give 5 more minutes, Bertha. Yes, Mrs. Honestly, that telephone, I could wring its neck. It should be banned. It should be outlawed between 6 and 8 in the evening.
I've got to go.
Go? Go where?
Out.
You mean you can't even sit down and have some of Bertha's nice celery soup?
I can't even finish my cocktail. Something very bad has happened.
Bertha, would you mind very much putting the soup back in the saucepan and keeping it on a low flame? We'll call you when you're ready. Yes, Mrs. Now what on earth is happening?
Henry was insulted down at the club.
Insult Uncle Henry?
Binky Byers made a remark to him in the steam bag.
Oh, no.
What did he say, Dad?
Yes, what did he say?
I believe I was speaking to your mother. Binky made a remark, and apparently a member of the newer members laughed. Poor Henry was so upset he had to put on his clothes and leave. He called me from Mother's.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I telephoned the club. I spoke to several people who had been in the steam bag. They confirmed the incident. I asked to speak with Binky Byers. He refused to come to the phone, and so I've got to do something about it.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Why don't you tell us what he said to Uncle Henry, Dad?
I will not. I will not dignify my remark or repeat it.
Oh, come on, Dad. We're not babies.
Yes, Standish, really.
having to do with your Uncle Henry's private life.
I'm afraid you'll have to be a little bit more specific, dear.
Mr. Byers, who had obviously been drinking since early afternoon, approached your Uncle Henry in the steam bath and alluded in very specific terms to his personal relationships.
What? Personal relationships.
His associations in the outside world.
I don't get it.
Darling, Mr. Byers must have made some unnecessary remarks about your Uncle Henry's bachelor attachments.
You mean Uncle Henry's a fruit?
I don't care if the guy was gone. I will not have to this house. The point is, my own brother is wounded at his club.
But what can you do, dear?
Go down
To your
there,
mother.
to the club. I'll demand a public apology from Binky in front of the entire grill.
But if he won't even come to the telephone.
I'll have to fight him.
Oh, Stanley.
I have to.
Oh, Daddy.
I can't let the remarks stand.
Can I come with you,
You
Dad?
may not. I want you home with your mother.
Standish, for heaven's sake.
No arguments, please.
But Binky Byers is half your age and twice your size.
Makes no difference.
I heard he was on the boxing team at Dartmouth.
No difference whatsoever.
What about your bad shoulder? What about your hernia?
I'm sorry. I imagine I should be seriously hurt, but I can't stand idly by.
Oh, Daddy, please don't go.
The lamb will be overdone, Mrs.
And it's a beautiful lamb, Standish.
Now listen to me, all of you, and you too, Bertha. There is nothing I would rather do in this world now than sit down at this table with all of you and have some of Bertha's fine celery soup, followed by a leg of lamb with mint sauce and roast potatoes. Am I right about the sauce and the potatoes, Bertha?
Yes, sir.
There is nothing I would rather do than that. But I have to forego it. My own brother was publicly insulted at his club. And that means that our family has been insulted. And when the family has been insulted, that means that this table, these chairs, this room, and all of us in it, including you, Bertha, are being treated with scorn. And so, if I stayed here, if I sat down with all of you now, I wouldn't be able to converse. I wouldn't be able to laugh. I wouldn't be able to correct your grammar, David. I wouldn't be able to enjoy your fine meal, Bertha. I wouldn't even be able to kiss my handsome wife goodbye. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, Winkins.
Goodbye, Daddy.
Goodbye, David.
So long, Dad. Good luck.
Goodbye, Bertha.
Goodbye, sir, and God bless.
Thank you very much. Indeed.
Of course, we can't eat now, Bertha. Have something yourself and let people read the icebox later on.
Yes, Mrs.
And the children can have lamb hash on Saturday.
Yes, Mrs.
David, you and I will drive down to the club and wait for the outcome in the visitors' lounge.
Okay, Mother.
So get a book. Get a good book. To get out, you know, it'd be quite a while.
Okay.
Claire, I want you to stay here and hold court.
All right, Mother.
Get on the telephone to Dr. Russell. I don't care if he's having dinner or he's in the operating room. Tell him to be on the club to get your father first aid.
All right, Mother.
And then study your French.
All right, Mother.
What, for heaven's sake?
Is it true about Uncle Henry?
Well, it may be, sweetheart, but you don't say it to him, and you don't say it to the club, and you don't say it within a 10-mile radius of your father. Now, goodbye.
We'll talk in here. No one will disturb us. No one comes near a dining room anymore. The thought of sitting down with a number of intelligent, attractive people to enjoy good food, well cooked and properly served, that apparently doesn't occur to people anymore. Nowadays, they eat in kitchens or in living rooms, standing around, and balancing their plates like jugglers. Soon, look out. There's a purple finch that comes to the feeder every evening, brings its young. Now, I want to go over my funeral with you. I want to do it. There are only a few more apples left in the barrel for me.
You've been saying that for years, Pop.
Well, this time it's true. So I want to go over this, please. You're my eldest son. I can't do it with anyone else. Your mother starts to cry. Your brother isn't here, and your sister gets distracted. So concentrate, please, on my funeral.
All right, Pop.
First, here's my obituary for both newspapers. I dictated it to Miss Kovac down at the office. I've read it over twice, and it's what I want. It's thorough without being self-congratulatory. I mention my business career, my civic commitments, and of course, my family. I even touch on my recreational life. I give my lowest score in golf and that wedge-headed sailfish I caught off the Keys. The papers will want to cut both items, or don't you know?
Okay, Pop.
I also want them to print this picture. It was taken when I was elected to chair the Symphony Drive. I think it'll do. I don't look too young to die nor so old where it won't make a difference.
All right, Pop.
Now I want the funeral service announced at the end of the obituary and to occur 3 days later. Well, this gives people time to postpone their trips and adjust their appointments. And I want it at 3:30 in the afternoon. Well, this gives people time to digest their lunch and doesn't obligate us to feed them dinner. Notice, I've underlined the word church. Mr. Fairweather might try to squeeze the service into the chapel, but don't you let him. I've lived in this city all my life, and I know a great many people, and I want everyone to have a seat and feel comfortable. So if you see people milling around at the door, simply go up to them and find them a place, even if we have to use folding chairs. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Pop.
I've listed the following works to be played by Mrs. Manchester at the organ. This Bach, this Handel, this Schubert. All lively, you'll notice. Nothing gloomy, nothing grim. I want the service to start promptly with a food-rousing hymn, Onward Christian Soldiers, and then Fairweather may make some brief, underlined, brief, remarks about my life and works. Do you plan to get up and speak, by the way?
Me?
You. Do you plan to say anything?
I hadn't thought, Pop.
Don't, if you don't want to. There's nothing more uncomfortable than a reluctant or unwilling speaker. On the other hand, if you, as my eldest son, were to get upon your feet and say a few words of farewell to your father...
Of course I will, Pop.
Good. Then I'll write you in. Brief remarks by my son, Richard. Any idea what you might say?
No, Pop.
You won't make it sentimental, will you? Brad Hoffmeister's son got up the other day and made some very sentimental remarks about Brad. I didn't like it, and I don't think Brad would like it.
I won't get sentimental, Pop.
Good. On the other hand, you won't make any wisecracks, will you?
Oh,
You
Pop.
have that tendency, Dick. At Marcy's wedding and your brother's birthday. You got up and made some very flip remarks about all of us.
I'm sorry, Pop.
Smart guy stuff. Too smart, in my opinion. If you plan to get into that sort of thing, perhaps you better not speak at all.
I won't make any cracks, Pop. Promise.
Thank you. Because you love us, don't you?
Yes, Pop.
You love us. You may live 1,000 miles away. You may have run off every summer. You may be a terrible letter writer. But you love us all just the same. Don't you? You love me.
Yes, Pop. Oh, yes. Really.
Fine. Now, at the graveside, just the family. I want to be buried beside my brothers and below my mother and father. But leave room for your mother to lie beside you. If she marries again, still leave room. She'll come back at the end. Invite people back here after the burial. Stay close to your mother. She gets nervous at any kind of large gathering and makes bad decisions. For example, don't let her serve any of the good Beefeater's gin if people simply want to mix it in with tonic water. And when they're gone, sit with her. Stay in the house for a few days. Please.
Promise, Pop.
And that's my funeral. I'm leaving you this room, you know. After your mother dies, the table and chairs go to you. It's the best thing I can leave you by far.
Thanks, Pop.
Now we'll rejoin your mother. I'll put this envelope in my safe deposit box on top of my will and stock certificates. The key will be in my left bureau drawer. You didn't see the purple finch feeding its young.
Yes, I did, Pop.
You saw it while I was talking.
That's right.
Good. I'm glad you saw it.
Oh, Annie, it looks absolutely spectacular.
Thank you, Mrs.
Now make sure the soup plates are hot.
I always do, Mrs.
But I think we can dispense with the butter balls. Just give everyone a nice square of butter.
I'll do butterballs, Mrs.
And keep an eye on the ashtrays. Some people still smoke in between meals, but don't like to be reminded of it.
I know, Mrs.
And, before people arrive, I'd like to pay you. For you and Vilma in the kitchen, it includes your taxi, so you can both just leave after you've cleaned up.
Thank you, Mrs.
But there's a little extra in yours, Annie, just a present, because you've been so helpful to the family over the years.
Thank you, Mrs.
And now I better go check that living room.
Yes, Mrs.
Annie, I heard some strange news through the grapevine. Mrs. Rowland told me you won't be available anymore.
No, Mrs.
Not even for us, Annie. We've used you more than anyone.
I'm retired, Mrs.
But surely on special occasions? I mean, if we're desperate, can I still reach you at your nephew's?
He's moving away, Mrs.
But where will you go? What will you do?
I've got my sister in Milwaukee, Mrs.
But we'll be lost without you, Annie.
You'll manage, Mrs.
Not like this. We'll never match this.
Thank you, Mrs.
I heard about lately, I've been having this recurrent dream. We're giving the perfect party. We have our dining room back, and grandmother's silver, before it was stolen, and Charlie's mother's royal blue dinner plates, before the movers dropped them, and even the finger bowls, if I knew where they were. And I've invited all our favorite people. Oh, I don't mean just our old friends. I mean everyone we've ever known and liked. Like the man who fixed our Toyota, and that intelligent young couple who bought the Payton house, and the receptionist at the doctor's office, and the new teller at the bank. And our children would be invited too, and they'd come back from wherever they are, and we'd have 2 cocktails, hot hors d'oeuvres, a first-rate cook in the kitchen, and 2 maids to serve, and everyone would get along famously. My husband laughs when I tell him this dream. Do you realize, he says, what a party like that would cost? Do you realize how much we have to pay for a party like that? Well, I know. I know all of that. But sometimes I think it might almost be worth it.
Angie.
Come in, are you famished? I hope so.
Oh, my place cards.
Find your seats, everyone. Ruth has figured all that out very carefully.
This does it. I give up. From here on in, it's hamburgers in the kitchen for me.
Oh, what a lovely table. How do you do it, Ruth? My table never comes out like this.
This is like a dream.
This is incredible, Ruth. I haven't seen anything like this for years.
Now, the wine I do know something about. I won't tell you what it is, but I had quite the discussion with Simmons down at the liquor store.
Now, behind me on the food, I just got the new Julia Child's cookbook and decided to go whole hog.
Now, I want to hear all about your trip. I heard you had a lovely time.
It was marvelous. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
It was fabulous.
How long were you there?
Where did you stay this time?
Taos for 2 weeks.
Did you ski?
Of course.
Every day.
Now, I think you'll like this one. It's a special shipment from the Loire Valley. Ruth and I got the name of it on our trip there last spring.
Ah, that was a lovely trip.
Now, is everyone settled?
No, yes.
Then let me raise my glass. To all of us.
To all of us!
Morgan, who's up there in the booth.